Greetings and welcome back to another episode on the World of Solitude server. I am Sweeney Dunstan, and today we are going to be building a mall here in Isolation City. I've just picked up some shulker boxes which contain quite a bit of the materials we are going to need for today's build. However, I may have to do some more grind work because I don't think I've got enough. So, if you enjoy Minecraft tutorials, gameplay, and all kinds of other Minecraft related content, subscribe and click that bell, and let's get started. This is the area that I have picked out to build this mall. I don't know exactly how big this is, but yeah, it's plenty big enough, I think. So the front's going to be here along this road here, and we're going to have the side over here with probably some planters and whatnot going around the base of the monorail. And I think what I want to do is put the main front out in this way. It's going to be made up of a lot of glass. A lot. And we're also going to have concrete, black and white as well as gray concrete, and we're going to have to do something about getting some quartz because we're doing quartz floors, at least on some of it. So I am going to get started on this, get a pretty good idea of what I've got going, and I'll be back. First thing I need to do is actually locate the center of the build where the front is going to be. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 gaps in between the scaffolding there. So that means we're going to be 5 and 5, and this seems like it's going to be pretty perfectly centered. So I'm just going to go ahead and walk up here and place a few blocks and see what we get. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That might be good enough for me. I'm not really sure. On second thought, that might need to be just a little bit wider. Let's go ahead and try that out and see what that's going to do, though. I like to give it the benefit of the doubt, so we're just going to place in just a few blocks. Just like that. I think that'll be alright. I'll take that one out, and then we have to take up some of this down here and destroy the scaffolding. But it's okay because it is now supported here and here, so we should be good to go on that. It's not going to destroy the rest of it. Place in some black concrete down here. And this is actually not going to be good, but there we go. Now we got to take out a little bit here, because we're going to have an upper portion to the doors. Now I'm thinking the glass, once I get it started, oh, this is actually too close to the road, so I'm going to have to bring this back a bit. Or do I? No, actually I don't. The glass will go back. That'll be fine. So I want to make a little bit of a basic shape back here, just so I've got an idea of what's going on. So from there, it's going to be 2 blocks there, 2 blocks there. It's supposed to be 2 more blocks out, then 2 more blocks in. Going to work on that, and I'll be right back. I think I've pretty much got the shape that I'm going for here. I had to relocate the door, which means that wall is going to be brought in towards the center of the build just a bit, but that's okay. We're not really too concerned about it, and actually I can take the back of the build out just a bit further. Probably going to need to because it's wider than it is deep, and it needs to be deeper than it is wider, so we'll work on that later on once we get the front side done. This futuristic mall is going to be quite a task, but I'm definitely pushing myself to the limits, trying out some new things, and I think it's going to look pretty good. So I'm going to get a little bit more of this done and cut back in. It's quite difficult to get the gist of it through the scaffolding there, but I think this is actually what I'm going for. Looking pretty solid. Oh, by the way, the World of Solitude is currently on hard mode. Yeah, we got the difficulty set to hard, just for Halloween, just to test it out, see how everybody likes it. So far, I haven't noticed a difference, so, yeah. Anyways, back to the build. Most of the front wall is now in place. All we have left to do is just a small section over on the right there. However, we ran out of light blue glass. I've already purchased all of Adela Butterfly's light blue dye from her shop, but I'm going to need more. So I've hit her up on Discord, let her know that I need more. I've placed a shulker box right down there on the corner. Can't quite see it. It's out of render distance, but it's there. Has some diamonds in there for payment. And once that's done, we can be underway. We do have another thing we're going to be doing with the light blue glass up on the top, but that's just something you'll have to stay tuned for because it's going to be epic. Anyways, now that we're waiting on that, I think I'm going to go ahead and start on the walls. I'm currently building all the pillars that it's going to take to do all the walls before I put in the glass, and I'm not showing much of this on camera because of the fact that it's pretty repetitive. Pretty sure you guys get pretty bored pretty quick seeing the same thing happen over and over and over. So I'm going to get these pillars in, and I'll be back. Big shout out to Adela Butterfly for bringing over some dye, and man, that thing is looking pretty good. Alright, so now we've also got the walls up, at least the framework, and it's starting to feel a little more like a build. However, it's looking a bit bare, so what I'm doing now is going in and putting in a layer of white on the underneath of the gray, and that's actually going to give it a bit more depth, I think, and make it look a heck of a lot better. I'm going to go ahead and get this other side done, and I don't really know what to do with the back side here. I think what I'll do is put the floors in and then work with the back and see if I can make something work. But I think it's looking pretty good for now. Yeah, let's get some more of it done. You know, I really am happy that Minecraft decided to add in these scaffolding blocks. They are a huge help when it comes to doing stuff like this because you can go up and down very easily, not have to use up a whole lot of rockets, which, oh, by the way, just bought quite a few rockets from Racecrafter. An entire shulker box full. Thank you for that, Racecrafter. Much, much appreciated. Now if I can just get back up here to my building area, I can finish this thing up. Okay, what happened there? A little bit glitchy. Okay, anyways, so yeah, we're going to get this thing done. Now that all the white blocks are in, I'm starting to feel like we need to differentiate the top from the bottom just a bit. So what I'm thinking we're going to do is come back in and take out the back side of these 2-block wide areas and put in white here, as well as moving these guys forward to here and putting the white blocks back here as well. I think that's going to help us do quite a bit better, and I'm only going to be doing this on the upper levels. So basically from right about there up to there. But the bottom is going to stay pretty much as we see it, just like that. I think that's going to look a lot better. So I want to get that done and cut back in. That's more like it. That's looking a lot better. Now, you're not going to be able to see this from the inside, at least down here. However, you'll be able to see it from the inside on each floor. The most noticeable location you're going to be able to see that is outside looking in. And that's only because you can actually see all the floors at once while you're down here. So now that this side is done, I want to finish up the other side, and then we can try to figure out what we're going to do for the floors. Well, isn't this a bummer? Come out here, start putting in the floor, and then I run out of endstone. I didn't have much to begin with. I guess it's time to go grab the shulker boxes and do some resource grinding. We are now in the end. We've got the shulker boxes set up. Now it is time to do some collecting. And not only is this going to help us get this floor done in the mall, but also if there's anything left over, which I'm sure there will be, we can start some purpur. I do have some build ideas with that. We now have almost 3 shulker boxes chucked completely full of endstone. However, as we can see, yeah, my picks are not doing very well. The good thing is we do have the ender close by. I just have to find it. And I think it's going right down these stairs and around the bend. Yep, here we go. On the other side of this platform here, we have these 2 little water vader deals. And I believe this is the one that leads down, so let's go on down here and repair these picks. Yeah, it's like dangerously close, right? So I'm just going to hold shift so that I don't take damage from that. I have not been attacked by any endermen whatsoever just yet, and I've been down here for approximately an hour collecting this endstone. We only have 2.5, well, almost 3 shulker boxes full, but I want to get at least 4 completely full before we head back. I wanted to get all 8, but it's taking way too long. And the bad thing is, you cannot use beacons in here because it doesn't do any good. But I am going to do this and come back to you guys because right now, it's going to get loud. And that's it. 3 shulker boxes completely full with endstone. And we also got ourselves an enderman head rather, while we were over at the ender. So that makes 3 of those, I do believe. Let me double check. Just go over here to the ender chest. Open that sucker up, and yes, that's our 3rd one. Awesome. Alright, let's get back to the build. You know what? The stone cutter, I don't care what anybody says about this thing, it is absolutely awesome. So fast, so easy. Get your slabs and get out. Oh yeah. Alright, so what we got going on now is we're putting in the rest of the pathway. Well, not really a path, more of a walkway inside the mall. And this is going to be the same on every floor, but you're not going to be able to see the path above from underneath. So the ceiling is going to be a different color. As we can see right over here, where this block is, that's going to be the second floor, but the first floor is going to be right here, split between these two outer glass blocks. So every time we have the double glass that's outmost or inmost, whichever way you want to say it, that's going to be a different level. So we're going to have quite a few floors in here, probably over 30 stores. So yeah, we're also going to have a diner on the top of this covered up by glass, but it's going to be open on the sides. So let me get this path in, and then we'll go into the next level. And that's the main part of the floor done. Now I'm going to try to separate each one of the rooms to see how big they're going to be, and try to make it to where you can put a reasonable amount of stuff and decoration inside them. So let me see what block I'm going to use for that. Probably going to be some concrete of some sort. Not really sure. But wait a minute. Dark gray concrete. Yeah, why not? We haven't used any of that in this build yet. I mean, I do have plenty of terracotta of all kinds of colors, but I don't think that's going to match up with this build. So let's try this gray concrete and see what happens. The dark gray concrete is now in, and I think it's going to be okay. As we see, we walk in here, we got plenty of room to do pretty much whatever we want. Of course, the next floor is going to go in right up here on the bottom of that block, and that's going to be the ceiling of this one. And now we have another shulker box. This one is filled with smooth stone and spruce, because what we're going to do here is we're going to try putting in a spruce plank floor and a smooth stone ceiling. See how that looks. So I'm just going to make this up into the things that it needs to be. Let's go ahead and do the wood first, since the stone cutter does not work on this. There we go. Just like that. And that's going to become the floor. But now I have to go out here to the stone cutter and turn this stuff into slabs, because I want this stuff to be stretched out as far as it can go. Well, I forgot to light some things up, and we had just a little bit of a mishap right there. I think it's okay. Now, inside here, we've got all this done. I've got my shulkers and whatnot cleared out, and it's looking pretty solid. I like it. Go down in the comments below and let me know what you think about that. But I think it's good. Now, whoever moves in here... Actually, no, I want to take this one myself. This is going to be the office. Yeah, this is going to be office area. And across the way is going to be security, and then the rest of the rooms will be shops. So I think what I want to do is go ahead and set this up to be my little area. We'll put my shulker boxes and whatnot in here that I'm working with, for now at least, and then later on I'll come back and make it look like a proper office. But right now, it's time to get all the other rooms done on this level. Oh, boy, this is going to take a while. Holy smoke, peeps. Okay, so a megaton of work has been done since the last cut, and as we see, we've got like a little planter area here, we've got the walls in, we've got a second floor in, and might I add, this is looking pretty epic. I am loving it, absolutely loving the way this is looking. I am super excited about it. I mean, we're even going to have trees out here in the middle. So let's go up on the second floor and see what we have upstairs. Oh, and by the way, we did get the back wall in, and it's identical to the front. Yeah, imagine that. And we also connected it up to the road on the back side here. Quick little chicken farm we had to do because I kept running out of food. I won't have to AFK at that a few times, but it's looking good. We got some food coming in, and as we see up here, we got the second floor coming in. So far we have 5, 10, 15, and 20 stores. I'm guessing there's going to be probably 30 stores in this entire mall. But yeah, this thing's looking good. It's getting closer to being done. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so YouTube lets you know when the next video is out. But until next time, I am out of time. I am Sweeney Dunstan, and I'm out of here. Stay positive, my friend.